मॉर्निंग जी, ग्रेट मॉर्निंग दोस्तों, नमस्कार। एक बार फिर आपके सामने लेक्चर नंबर 6 लेकर आ गया हूँ। एंड लेक्चर नंबर 6 इज इन रिलेशन टू ओलिगोपोली. वी आर डूइंग pricing decisions, chapter number 7. This is chapter number 7. This is Bhupesh Anand. And today I will be discussing with the main features of oligopoly, that what are the features of an oligopoly. In the last lecture, lecture number 5, I discussed about monopolistic competition. When I say monopolistic, it means it is an imperfect competition. Today we will be discussing with oligopoly. So please take out your registers. Great good morning. Lecture number 6, chapter number 7, and the name of that chapter is pricing decisions. So today I will be again adding some more concepts in regard to competition based approach for pricing, that is market based approach for pricing. We have already discussed perfect market, we have discussed monopolistic market and the difference between monopolistic and the perfect market. Today I will be discussing with oligopoly. And before that I just want to read one quotation. जहाजों को जो गिरा दे उसे तूफान कहते हैं, तूफानों से जो टक्कर ले उसे ACC F5 का स्टूडेंट कहते हैं. It means you can do anything and everything. Believe in that, but you have to sit straight. Let's start the journey. My dear friends, today I will be delivering in regard to oligopoly. It has no doubt some lines are being given in Kaplan as well as in BBB. But if I see examination kit, if I see the practice kit, the mock test, huge number of questions they have framed on oligopoly. So I think for coming 5 minutes, the lecture which I will be going to paste, the lecture which I will be adding in with this lecture, that is the most important lecture, and you will be able to understand what are the features of oligopoly. So let's start with the journey. Today I will be discussing only two things. One is what is oligopoly, what I mean by oligopoly, and how it is distinguished from other types of markets. We know that there are 4 types of markets as per our syllabus. We know that there's the perfect market, we know that there's the imperfect market. Within imperfect market, we know that monopolistic market, oligopoly and monopoly. So today I will be doing with oligopoly. I think you are getting my point. So please prepare all class notes, the notes which you will be preparing just by watching my video. I think that will be very much beneficial to you in the coming days. Hope you will enjoy that lecture. So we will be meeting on lecture number 7. What are the different types of market structures are there? There are 4 types, which we have to discuss as per CFA curriculum. The first is the perfect competition market or the perfect market structure. The second is monopolistic competition or market structure. The third is oligopoly. And the fourth, the last is pure monopoly. So these are the 4 structures which I have to discuss. And today I will be discussing with oligopoly. It means this oligopoly must be having some different features which are not there in perfect, not in monopolistic, and not in monopoly. So we have to find out those differences, those features, and then what are the difference between perfect, monopolistic and oligopoly and pure monopoly. Before that, what are the features which are specifically applicable to oligopoly. So I will be preparing the same chart as I have prepared in perfect competition and in monopolistic competition. It means I will be having 5 benchmarks. On the basis of those 5 benchmarks, I will decide that whether this market is oligopoly or not. The first benchmark is how many number of sellers are there. The second benchmark will be whether the product which is being sold in this market can be differentiated, whether it is homogeneous, whether it is the same product, or whether it is different product, or whether it is heterogeneous products. Then I will be discussing whether there is any barrier to entry in this market, whether anyone can enter, or there are some barriers. Then I will be discussing benchmark as named as price. Who will determine the price? Whether the market will determine the price, or the supplier, or the producer, or the manufacturer, he himself decide the price. And the last one will be non-price competition, whether there will be some advertisement in regard to product differentiation. So these are the 5 benchmarks which I have taken into account in perfect market, in monopolistic market, and now is the turn of oligopoly. Now, my dear friends, oligopoly is the most important structure which is generally there in real life. So I have written those 5 benchmarks. The first benchmark is number of sellers. In perfect competition, there were many number of sellers. In monopolistic, there were many number of sellers, but in oligopoly, there are few number of sellers. There is not a huge list of sellers. If I say cement industry, there are few sellers. It means Lakshmi Cement, ACC Cement, JK Cement, Ambuja Cement, Bangalore Cement. I can count it in my fingers. So there are few sellers, and the product can be differentiated. Every product of the industry that can be differentiated. For example, if I take example of a cement industry, Bangalore Cement can differentiate its product that it is more stronger as compared to other. It means all products are easily differentiated, and hence I can say they are heterogeneous products. In case of perfect competition, they were homogeneous, the same products. In case of monopolistic, the products can be differentiated, but in case of oligopoly, 100% all the products are different, having different features. When I say different products and different features, it means the barriers to entry, barrier to exit there are huge barriers to entry. Everyone cannot enter into that market because each product has its own feature. So please write down, my dear friends, number of sellers are few. So please prepare the table in this form only. Following are the features of oligopoly type of market structure. One is number of sellers. When I say number of sellers, they are few. Product differentiation, heterogeneous. Barriers to entry, high. There are high barriers to entry. Pricing power of firm. Pricing power, when I say that product can be differentiated, pricing power comes from that whether my product are homogeneous or heterogeneous. When I say that my product is different from others and it has these features, it means I have the power to price it. So pricing power is there in the hands of the supplier, in the hands of the manufacturer. That is a considerable pricing power. Now, because my product is differentiated, so I can have a non-price competition. I can advertise. So last is non-price competition, that is product differentiation. Because of product differentiation, I can advertise and I can have a non-price competition for that. So my dear friends, we have started oligopoly. Please wake up, we are doing economics. Within economics, we are doing the firm and the market structure. We discuss prerequisites, we discuss topics in demand and supply analysis, and now we are in firm and the market structures, and that too in oligopoly. When I say oligopoly, I want to say that there are few number of sellers and the product is heterogeneous and there are barriers to entry and the price can be determined by the producer, and there is a non-price competition exists in the market. Everyone is doing advertisement and is telling to the public at large that my product is different because of these features. So this will be the concept of oligopoly.